Hello again. Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Heavens of Sorcery. So we're picking back up after last episode. I decided to go ahead. I wanted to get back on this pack. It's actually quite a bit of fun. I got some more iron cooked up. I am going to go ahead and get an iron chest plate and an iron sword, just to be on the safe side, just in case we do run into any like hostiles or anything like that. Hopefully we won't, but we'll see how things go. And we are going to pop into the Nether. Now, just as a refresher, we are looking for nether quartz, gold, and amethyst, which we can do slivers of quartz from Spellcraft in with mana to get gold. So we might do that. I don't know how I feel about attacking zombie pigmen because you just get swarmed so bad. And then in addition, we need to get netherrack and soul sand, and then get gravel and sand, which is more mana. We are going to need to get some basalt as well. So let's go ahead and just pop on into the Nether. I am going to go ahead and just set a waypoint here, just in case, so we don't get lost. And let's. There was something down. There's something down there. Let me just open up a little path. And we're going to head off. Get some distance between us and this nether fortress. I don't know how I feel about messing with blazes right now. And let's go ahead and just get ourselves some quartz. I'm going to use the stone pick for now. Just to reserve a little bit of durability on our diamond pick. Although I guess I could use the diamond pick for the quartz and use the stone for the netherrack. It's not going to make a huge difference with that. So, alright, the stone pick's dead, but we have plenty of netherrack. We got plenty of nether quartz. I need to find amethyst and soul sand and basalt. There's basalt, but it's going to be a pain to get that one, but there is some more over here. And what looks like amethyst down there on the ground. Perfect. We'll go ahead and just snag a bit of this. I don't remember how much amethyst, just one. So we pretty much got that quest done, except getting the gold. Now I could pick a fight with zombie pigmen here. I mean, there's a bunch right here. I just feel like it's going to be a really bad idea. Let's do it. So I'm just going to build a little platform here. No. Stop. Okay. Here we go. Come to me! Alright. Luckily I can just like cleave all of these at once. And this is a fairly large pack of them. And I'm actually managing to hit the babies from the cleave attacks as well. So that's good. Not seeing a whole lot of gold dropping, but I am seeing a little bit drop. Hey. Hey. Oh. I don't know if they lost interest or if they're just waiting for me to jump down there. I don't know. Okay, it actually seems like they have lost interest in me. How curious. But we only got 2 gold nuggets. I don't know if I can... I could smelt these down for 1, but I think it has to be full durability. Let's do what we can to repair this. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna need some more of that. And I hear ghast. There we go. Get back onto the platform. Oh, what is that? Is that like a fire cat? It looks like a lava cat or something. We are up to 4 gold nuggets. So yay. Is this fire cat hostile? It's running away from me. No, actually on the map it's showing up as a neutral creature, so... Come here, pigman! The little one Okay. Alright. It seems like they lose interest and are a bit easier than normal. So yeah, I guess we'll just get our gold that way. I was a little bit scared of that at first because normally, like, you attack one zombie pigman and there's, like, just hordes of the things. Ooh, that was... I almost went in that. Like, hordes of the things coming from just everywhere attacking you. But on here, they don't seem too bad. What in... Ah, it's a bewitchment snake. Okay. There we go. Let's, here we go. Let's beat another one of these to death. Another pack. Because I'll be needing more gold. I'm glad I made the iron sword. I was just planning on, like, in case we ran into a wither skeleton or... Because there is some soul sand down here. And that'll be the last thing that we need from the Nether. Then we've got to go back to the overworld. We need to craft up a bunch of... assorted things using mana. Okay, there's 55. I'm happy with that. So, I might bother this guy, because these aren't hard when they don't have that thorns effect. There we go. We got a blaze rod. Oh, fire dogs. The wolves from Bewitchment. They are hostile. Let's take them on. I got the attention of 2 of them. Foxhounds, yeah. No, from Quark. You die. Is that devil dust? It is devil dust from Wizardry. Interesting. That might be handy. I just imagine there's probably going to be quests for getting this stuff from these guys before too long, and just going ahead and doing it might save us some time. So now, back in the overworld, let's go ahead, craft this up, get ourselves, there's our gold ingot, and we got some blocks of quartz, and then I need to get the sand and the gravel. So basically I'm just going to need a lot of mana at this point. These are all crafted in the cauldron. Okay, so I am going to need some more infused seeds, but that's fine. There's enough infused seeds to get this. So there's a bit of gravel. And let me get our last bucket of water here. That quest isn't too bad. And I'm kind of just, right now, I'm just kind of pushing through quests until we get stuff to build with, really, because, you know, we don't have a lot of materials right now to actually do much of anything, unless I just build this out with cobble. I was doing some thinking, and I think we might actually live in the skyblock. I have some ideas, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. Because, of course, there is a number of dimensions added within this mod, including Between Lands, which, of course, I'm a big fan of. Huge fan of. But we have completed the Saving the World 101 quest line. So, next up... okay, we did unlock Chisels and Bits. We unlocked Chisel. We unlocked Similax Transstructors. Then we got Builder's Wands and Architect's Sawbench. So, there we go. If you want to read about those, feel free. I'm not going to read about them. I'm pretty familiar with all of those. Apprentices Magics. I guess we're going to start into actual magic. There is 15 quests in this tab, looks like. Now that you've delved the depths of the Nether, it is nigh upon time I introduce you to some more complex magics than the twigs and bowls you've used so far. So we've got sapphires in the skyblock. It says the amethyst you gathered from the Nether. It's similar in composition to the sapphire I used to use in my experiments, but it seems almost chaotic in nature. I wonder if that could be tamed with some exposure to the essence of our world, liquid mana. So we need to get a sapphire, which requires a half a bucket of liquid mana. And then Caster's Crux. As an infant you watched me weave many a spell, yet I was unable to teach you the art before this catastrophe. But now I think it is finally time. Your skill in the arcane arts has developed enough that I think it should be possible to introduce raw mana into your body without too many adverse effects. To do this, you will need a syringe and an orb of mana, both constructed of glass. Combine these to create a mana booster light, which you can use to directly inject the mana into your body, enabling you to power spells through Wizardry. So this is the basic, Wizardry system here. If you're not familiar with it, it is fairly new, and I know the mod was very unfinished the last time that we ran into it, and then whenever I was looking at it for Tales, it was very unfinished. But it seems like it's came a decent ways since then. I'm going to go ahead and just whip up like what would normally be a half stack of sand real quick. And there is no, inventory tweaks. I don't know why I grabbed just one piece of charcoal. But I can't use my scroll wheel to pull items. It's painful. I'm used to using scroll wheel like all the time. Oh wait, I am using it. Okay, I can use it there, but I can't. Okay, only if I possess it in my inventory can I use it. I can't just do it with something I don't have. No, I see, it's reversed. Using the scroll wheel and going up. Normally it's down, right? Normally down puts items into your inventory, but it's reversed in this pack. But it is there, okay. I haven't been using it this whole time because I was like, oh man, it doesn't exist. It's not in here. That is good news. All right, let me get some more of these infused pasture seeds. Make some more mana. Easy enough. And then we got progressing with rituals. Sapphire and Amethyst, these gems are much more in tune with magic than the diamonds we produced so far. Let's use some to build an altar. We should then be able to use this to channel various rituals. So we have to make a ritual table, which is 2 gold, amethyst paper, and 2 blocks of sapphire, plus wisdom wood planks, which is just, this is actually pretty easy. If it's standard recipe, and we're going to find out. Toss that into there. And we got wisdom wood log. There's our wisdom wood planks. Perfect. And they did give us a bit of sapphire, and we did get some gold, so it's actually not too bad to make this. But it is still going to require a bit of mana crafting. So there's our 2 sapphires. Let's check on this. And let's go ahead and get ourselves some panes. And I want to go ahead and get a thing of glass orbs. And we need to get an empty syringe as well. Oops. There's that. We need to get some mana orbs. I'm going to go ahead and just fill all 4 of these up. They don't cost anything to do that. And I'm sure we'll end up using them. And then just combine them together to get our mana booster light. So there's that. And we got a few more mana boosters. Ritual table is like that. So let's go ahead. Boom, there's that. We got some sapphire and a bed. I've got to empty my inventory out again. Oh, my base is so beautiful. I just love it. I just love it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and sleep. Alright, so next up we have, yeah, here we go. Spellcasting decoded. I may have been a competent spellcaster, but I certainly never achieved true mastery, so my tutelage cannot be considered gospel. The old masters, sticklers though they were, had the foresight to write self-writing books on the fabric of the universe. So with the right materials, you can imbue books with their otherwise lost knowledge. For now, let's get you started with a Spellforger's Codex. So we drop a book into mana. And then Angelic Imitator. With mana injected into your veins, you should be ready to start slinging spells around, right? Wrong. That mana is limited, and if you aren't careful, you can easily end up injuring yourself. It's much easier to avoid this mistake if you are actually aware of how much mana is left in your body. This can be done with a crude halo, a poor yet sufficient imitation of those worn by the angels. So we're going to need to get 4 gold and 4 mana orbs. Not a problem, we actually happen to have that, except for the mana orb. But there's our crude halo. So we're going to grab that out. And we got more of these that are not stacking, but they're kind of stacking. Let me just put these away. They're not supposed to stack, but they stack from the quest. So I'm going to try to keep them stacked. So we'll go ahead and throw on our halo. This goes in our bauble slot for our headpiece, by the way. And it puts a little halo over our head. And you can see down at the bottom right there, we have a mana bar now. which of course will be our mana. And then we can take those in those boosters. So we can grab these, you know, and just boom, there we go. Now I'm curious to see how Wizardry plays out. Last time I messed around with it, it was very buggy, but it was also very early in development. Of course, it is in interactions, but we haven't really done any Wizardry stuff. It's just like there's mana in the world. But I am kind of curious to see how all this plays out with it in the pack and it being seemingly a big part of it as well. So let's see. Next up, we'll go into structured spellcraft. When are we going to actually start casting spells, you ask? Well, you can hardly cast spells that haven't been written yet, can you? There's a few things we need to prepare, and then you could start writing whatever spells tickle your fancy. Firstly, spellcrafting requires a big ol' altar. To build it, you're going to need a combination of quartz, wisdom wood, and gold, along with an open 9x9 area. Once constructed, you'll need to place glass orbs in the orb holders. So this is the altar. That is one thing. Wizardry has some beautiful multi-blocks, which we'll get into. That's going to be a fairly big project, and we're going to need gold. Not a ton of it, but we are going to need a little bit of it. Mainly just a bunch of nuggets. I don't currently have any gold, but I can easily go get some. And then there is casting capers. The other piece of garb critical in any spell slinging wizard's wardrobe is a cape. A simple leather cape made with some TLC will gradually absorb excess mana spent while spellcasting, and it helps streamline the process, reducing the cost of spells. So we're going to need to get some leather to make this. That's fine. And then creating company. This ritual table is swirling with energy, both peaceful and malicious. You should be able to use this to restore some of the creatures that were lost to the void. Let's keep it simple. To start with, conjure some livestock, a cow for example. You may require an approximation of its flesh and bones to accomplish this, but surely you can figure that out. Alright, so we're going to have to get some raw beef and bones, and we can conjure skeletons with bone shards and amethyst. Raw beef is rotten flesh, bone shards, and devil dust into mana. We need at least 4 buckets of liquid mana to get raw beef, which we do have the devil dust. We have the rotten flesh. So I'm going to go ahead. Actually, we get 2 spawn cows from doing. I was about to say I'm going to go ahead and make enough for 2 cows. But no, we can just do this. Just 1 set. Give that a second. And then presto, we have our raw beef. Now, we are going to need to summon some skeletons. But that's not too bad. We should be able to take a skeleton. We'll summon him down here. So it is 4 bones and an amethyst, and we're going to go ahead and cast that. Give it just a second here, and boom, there's our skeleton. And we got our bone. So we got our bone and our raw beef. Now we can summon now we can summon our cow. Now for the cow, I'm gonna have to build out some cobblestone spaces. What's the easiest way to make like dirt and stuff? Clay with mana will make dirt. Okay, that actually makes my life a bit easier for some plans that I have then. We're just going to build a small little fenced-in area here to hold our cows for the time being. And since we're not on a server, I'm just going to go ahead and let my cows go crazy. Breed lots of them. And then let's move our ritual altar over to there. And we'll drop in our beef and our bone and our amethyst or sapphire? Sapphire, yeah. And cast that. And presto, we have a cow. And the quest wants us, to get raw beef and leather. And then we get 2 cows. Okay, I guess. Okay, we got lucky and got some leather. Okay, so now we got 2 cows. That works. Actually, I'll tell you what. Since we've got... No, I'll hold on to the leather. That way I've got time to breed these cows. I'm going to say I could summon another one. Oh, but I need a bone. That's right. Never mind. So there we go. We got a couple cows. Let me get some wheat get these breeding real quick. And I think it's about time we start building out proper farms, like large farms here shortly. So it might be a little bit of time before, you know, the next episode's out, but we may have a building episode that comes out to go along with it. So I think this will be actually a really fun pack to build because it has things like Wizardry and Blood Magic and Thaumcraft and Botania and Astral Sorcery and Rats and Between Lands, and it's got a lot of like building mods. You know, tech mods don't do anything for me. You could throw all the tech mods in the world into it and I'm just kind of like, meh, whatever, because they don't tend to add nice looking things for the most part. Magic mods are like rife with good looking things, so I'm actually like super excited about that. There's a couple minor magic mods I would have liked to have seen in here that aren't in here, but nothing too major in truth. So, and then of course some Botania expansions that aren't present, which would be nice, but not necessarily needed, I don't suppose. So, let's go over now we need to make a book. So let's go ahead and knock that out. There we go. And I'm starting to feel like we're going to need a bit more space here soon. Did I consume mana? Did it? I guess something consumed mana. Maybe the halo. Hey! There we go. Spellcasting decoded. We have the Spellforger's Codex. And this is actually, this book is a lot nicer looking than it used to be. This might have to get added to Tales if it works out good. Like, I'm kind of at a point I really don't want to add anything else to Tales, but originally Wizardry was in Tales. I ended up taking it out because it just wasn't at the point of being ready. But Tales has taken forever and is still very much in development. So I could put in Wizardry. So I don't know, maybe. We'll see. I'll give it some thought. Anyways. But let's see, over here now. Casting capers, we need to get a bunch of leather pretty much for this. The Pearl Perfusion. One of the ingredients you'll need for spellcrafting are the mysterious nacre pearls. It seems that exposing glass orbs to the unusual nacre fluid causes it to coalesce onto the orbs, forming pearls of varying quality. There seems to be a correlation between the quality and how long the orb is exposed to liquid, but I never did discover exactly how long was best. Maybe one of the old masters did. So we're going to have to get ourselves some nacre. It's not too difficult. If you recall, we automated this back on interactions, the first go around with interactions. Very, very easy to do. So we'll go ahead and get ourselves some mana. And then, I'm going to need a gold nugget. Okay, I'm going to have to go kill zombie pigmen. I could also make it, that's actually not that bad, because it was taking me a lot of kills to get, oh, we got 5 books. Interesting. It was taking me quite a few kills to get it to drop. So really, I guess it might be best if we just go ahead and we just make it, I suppose. So let me go ahead. Let me get some more of this. That. And then my quartz. And I'm going to go ahead and just break down a fair amount of this and get some quartz slivers going. Really, I think probably the best course of action right now would just be to put something on my mouse and let this build up infused grass seeds. I can't think of anything that we have access to right this second for automating that, considering we really haven't even started into any mods as of yet. So that might be the best course of action, is just to let this run for the infused pasture seeds, because we just need so much mana right now. Okay, I went and made some coffee, and I'm back, and we have 576 bone shards and 66 infused pasture seeds. I will take it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start crafting this up. I need to... Let me look at a couple things to see what we can do right now. Right now, I think the best option is just continuing following the book, to be perfectly honest. Because we really don't have access to much in the way of mods at the moment to make this too easy for us. So I think really just building out our area is going to help a ton as well. So, alright, so we've got gold nuggets. So let's go ahead and get some nacre. So we make our mana, we toss in a gold nugget, and there we go. We've got nacre. And so then we'll just grab this, and we're going to dump it into a hole somewheres about. Let's go here. This sounds good. So there's our nacre, and we'll go ahead and just toss some glass orbs into there. And we're going to give them just a little bit. And we'll see what we come out with. I'm just going to let it run for a little while. And now over to the capers to get our cape. We are going to need 5 leather for this. But I just got to keep breeding my cows up right now. And since I've got all these bone shards, let me go ahead and just get... there's 288 bone meal. Oh. I did some thinking. I think we're going to build in the sky block, which isn't common for me, but we do have... The only other dimension I think I would really enjoy building in is the Betweenlands, but we've got a Betweenlands focused build going on, even though it's not technically in the Betweenlands, but it feels very much like the Betweenlands. So I think building in the sky block and going with a very clean build, kind of that like white, white and black and just very in gold and light blues and stuff like that is kind of what I'm thinking. Sort of that magical feel is what I'm thinking of. So I'll do some thinking as far as blocks and whatnot. Let's see how this is going. We got waste nacre pearl. Seems overdone. Maybe less time will make it stronger. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's try to make a better one though. And we'll leave it in a little bit less time. This mechanic of getting like certain quality pearls and stuff like that, I'm not too familiar with. This is a newer thing to me. So I'm learning. I'm going to be learning it. So, and then we got raiding the pantry. With these ingredients, I think it should be possible to open a gate to that place. Yes, I suppose it's time I tell you about that. When I was younger, my colleagues and I maintained a pocket dimension for storing some of our more unstable research. This is probably leading up to Thaumcraft. We had to abandon it due to out-of-control self-replicating golems, but left many things behind when we did. Some of the materials stored there should be particularly useful to our cause. Oh, it's the dungeon. We get to go to the dungeon. Let's see how this is. Okay, we got another waste. We got a drained. A drained and a drained. Okay, I think I need a lot less time. It does seem kind of random because all these went in about the same time. Or maybe it was just starting to turn overdone. That's possible too. That is possible. Let me grab these iron berries and then let's dive in and see what we got. We got decent nacre pearls. It's underdone. You need to let it sit for longer. Okay, well, over to structured spellcrafting. I think I want to start on that, and we're going to build out a ways. So this is kind of our starting island. I do kind of want to keep this starting island, and we might clean things up on it a bit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off in this direction, a ways. And I'm going to come out, I'm not going to come out straight from it. I'm going to come out kind of like crooked here. And we're going to build out, because I'm thinking like sky bridges would be fun. And they're not going to be like this all crazy. But I kind of want to just find an area that's not directly straight across from it. And let's come up like 2 blocks. It'll be maybe 3 blocks. Yeah, let's come up 3 blocks. And this is where we're going to set up our altar. So let's go ahead. We're going to visualize this. We're going to anchor it down right there. And we are going to need all this stuff. Let's go ahead and just start getting this stuff together, and then we can build out the altar. You can see it does have a progress bar now. That is really cool. So we have 0 out of 66 blocks placed. Like, none of this stuff was here back when I used to mess with it. Or back the last time that I seriously messed with it. Like, this is all new. But I knew it was like really early beta, like, and it was just kind of like, here, we're working on this mod, look how pretty it is, kind of a thing. And yeah, it's come a long ways. I have just enough gold nuggets. That was not on purpose, in fact. There's our 4 orb holders. And there we go. There's that. And we got the quest completed, but I do still have to set up the structure, of course. So we'll just pop on over. Probably try to make some better Nacra orbs here in just a moment, but... And really, I should probably go ahead and set up kind of a proper place to step up to that. To be sure. And we'll go ahead and just start placing out. It might be easiest to start there. Ooh. This is where it gets difficult because it's actually kind of hard to tell what's real and what's illusion right now. Okay, so I got the wisdom wood logs placed in our orb holders. Now just finalize it with the crafting plate. Boom! Complete. There we go. Spellbound. It seems you've gathered most of the things you'll need, so now is the time to begin actually crafting your own spells. To do this, you'll first need to get a magician's work table. With this, you can combine effects to write your spells. To do so, you'll need to first choose a spell type or a target from the top left and drag it onto the paper. Do the same thing with a spell effect, and then you can drag with right mouse button to link them. Order is important. You must draw from the type to the effect, not the reverse, provided you're carrying your codex. You can then save the spell recipe to it and see what ingredients will be necessary to craft the spell on the crafting plate. Gather the ingredients, then throw them onto the plate in order, with the Nacra Pearl being added last, with enough mana available either through mana orbs on the pearl holders or reserved in a mana battery. The spell will be constructed, ending with a large burst of mana. This returns the pearl with the spell etched into it. To cast the spell, you will need to attach the pearl to a wisdom wood staff. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get that. And then we also need to get a staff. I'm going to need to make a little bit more mana. Okay, so there is our staff. Alright, now there is the mana battery. The spellcrafting altar can be fed mana by placing mana orbs on the pearl holders, but that's a rather small reserve and requires frequent manual refilling. A mana battery structure will slowly regenerate mana and act as a reserve of it for creating your spells, stored in glass orbs placed on its own holders. Like the spellcrafting altar, the structure is built mostly of quartz, gold, and wisdom wood, but also includes 8 buckets of liquid mana in the middle of the structure. I do want to go ahead and go for this. I do remember these being a thing. They do require that. They do require another structure we're going to have to build, but that's okay. It must be placed 2 blocks above the log in the middle. And I don't know, these weren't working the last time that I played with it. Most of this mod wasn't working the last time that I played with it. I'm assuming that we're just going to place this near. Okay, and we're actually going to end out this episode here. I've already recorded a bit ahead because I kind of got to recording and time just slipped away. So we'll continue on next episode. We'll get into actually crafting out some spells and stuff like that. We might possibly starting just some building either the back end of the next episode or in the following episode. But I'm not for sure yet because, like, I know I need a lot of dirt, but at the same time, crafting dirt right now is abysmal to do. Just very manual. We might do a little bit of building, but probably not too extreme with building, I think, just because it's going to take so long to craft the materials that we need because there is no form of automation and no dimension available to us right this second to explore, to gather dirt and things like that. We can craft it 4 at a time, you know, with all the different steps of making mana, and then just AFK collecting clay, I guess, would probably be our best bet. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll get into that probably back end of next episode or in the following episode, and actually start building out our base and everything. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We're going to pick back up next episode and get ourselves some spells and things. But if I included all the footage that I've gotten so far, it would be like a 50-minute video, and trying to keep it around 30 minutes. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.